Hey yarn friends, welcome back to LlamaMamaKayla's Yarn Tube. Today I want to show you how I make curly doll hair for my dolls that I make. So first I'm using a small gauge loom. This is part of a sock loom. It's a KB sock loom. I always buy those when I see them on clearance, and then I take them apart and use the pieces. I use these long pieces to make things. So any kind of small gauge or fine gauge will work. The large gauge will not work with one strand of number 4 weight yarn. So this is just a, I think this particular yarn is a mainstay from Walmart. It's just a regular 4 weight yarn. So the first thing to do is make a slip knot. Ever how you're used to making a slip knot. Everyone's makes them differently. Okay, and then I take that slip knot and I'm going to place it on the 4th peg over. So this is peg 4. And then I just take my working yarn and I wrap around the peg 3, wrap around peg 2, wrap around peg 1 twice. Okay, so see how I wrapped around each peg, and I wrapped around peg 1, and I wrapped around it again, but I didn't really come to the back of it. I'm going over to the back of peg 2 and wrapping around it, peg 3, and then peg 4. So I've wrapped around all 4 pegs, have 2 loops there. So I'm going to yarn over on peg 4, 3, and 2, but not on peg 1. On peg 1, we're going to keep 2 loops on there at all times. So I push my loops down, and I come across peg 1 and go around the back of peg 3 there, wrap around it, wrap around peg 2, wrap around peg 1. And now I'm going to yarn over. On this peg 1, I'm going to take the bottom loop and go over both loops and over the peg. So that still leaves 2 loops on peg 1. So now I'm going to go this direction, and I'm not going to wrap the first peg. I'm just going to wrap, anytime you're going in this direction, if you're going that way, you don't wrap peg 1 except for the first time you're doing it. And you wrap these 3 pegs, and then you yarn over. Okay, and then if you're going in this direction, you wrap all 4 pegs. And on that peg 1, you just take the bottom loop and go over the top 2 loops and the peg. So at all times, you're going to keep 2 loops on peg 1. And then just continue to wrap and yarn over. Okay, as you get some length coming off here, this will start to curl, and you can kind of help it curl if you want to. But you'll see that it will start to curl. And then you just keep doing this back and forth until you get the hair the length that you want it. whatever kind of look you're going for on your doll. So there's no set number of rows to do here. It's according to if you want long hair, short curly hair, or what. As you're working, you'll see that your tail here begins to curl. So you can just kind of help that curl up a little bit, twist it. It makes a nice curl, ringlet, or whatever for doll hair. So just keep going until you get the length that you want for your doll hair. And then when you finish that and you're ready to bind off, you can just take this extra loop, throw it over, and then take your yarn and cut you a tail. And this is the end that you will sew to the doll head. So you might want to leave enough tail there to sew the hair onto the doll. So from here, I just do like a drawstring bind off. And then I'll take my yarn here, the long tail that I left, thread it onto a tapestry needle, and then I draw that up, and I'll go through the last 2 stitches to tie that off, and then go through, try to go through like all 4 stitches. And tie that off. And then that's the part that I actually sew onto the doll head. And then this tail down here, I just take another tapestry needle and thread that. And then you can just go through and tie that off real good. And then I'll take my yarn and I run this back up through a few stitches there on the side and just run it up and snip it off. And there you go. There's you a curly doll hair. Thank you for watching my video, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more loom knit how-to videos, please consider subscribing, and once you subscribe, hit the little bell that shows up so you get notifications for future videos. And I will see you again soon with another loom knitting video.